Hey everyone, and welcome to Otaku Talk. I'm your host, your boy OD, and today we are going to be reviewing and analyzing Chapter 202 of Dr. Stone, Ryusuis Retaliation, or Ryusuis Retaliation. I'll be real with you, I don't know how to quite pronounce his name. I usually just go by Ryu just to keep things short, so that's what I'm going to do for the rest of the review. Anyway, if you guys are here for the first time or you've been here before but haven't already, I would really appreciate it if you could right now just like, subscribe, bang that bell. Would be doing me such a solid trying to build up this channel. Please join my League of Otaku. I'd really appreciate it. Anyway, without much further ado, let's get into this. All right, guys. So, chapter 202 of Dr. Stone. And man, when I say the mangaka is not playing, he is not playing. In one chapter, these guys get to Spain and pretty much accomplish everything they set out to accomplish, and they're ready to like dip out. Like, we got a whole, like, before, we used to get places and like there would be a sequence of events that occur and then we move on. But nope. Mangaka said, yo, we have a spaceship to build. We don't have time. We have a spaceship to build and we have people to revive. We ain't got time to fuck around. and literally, that's what's happening right now. I like, when I finished the end of the chapter, I was like, whoa. We're done here? So is this, I was like, is this going to be a common theme? We're just going to kind of just boop here, just get resources built. I know, like, my last review, I complained about it. I don't want it to seem like I'm bitching about it, because I do understand, the mangaka can't spend time explaining everything, can't spend time having every little thing set up and blah blah blah. But like, geez, man, geez, we are flying. So basically, we start this chapter with Francois and Ryu being super hyped to get some olive oil. And honestly, I was just thinking about that and I didn't realize how useful olive oil is. It's good for skin, hair products, cooking, and a variety of other things. So like, we saw him with the picture of the margarita with the olive in it. So it has multiple uses. It's very good. And so like, I totally understand their like want and desire to have it. And so immediately they get there, immediately they get to Spain. I believe they're in Barcelona. They immediately find all olive trees, take the olives, grind and smash them up. They have the homie Kaseki build a centrifuge, which, once again, respect to this old man. They always say you can't teach old dogs new tricks, but this dude like has been crafting the most basic stuff his entire life. No offense to him, like, he's still a phenomenal craftsman. But then, this dude comes out of nowhere and he's like, I need you to make all this futuristic stuff. And you would think, like, if it was me, like, I don't know, you got like the cavemen back in the day making like, stone wheels, and for someone to show up and be like, yo, I need you to make me a car, a house, like this or that. Like, I would be staring at you like, whatever. But like, Kaseki has taken every task he's been given with stride, with pride, and has executed every single time, dude. He's a real G, and I respect the mess out of him. I'm super concerned for his future because he is the oldest, and I don't know. I've just felt like there have been some flags here or there, but like, man, he's a real one, and I wish him the best in this series. But yeah, he makes a centrifuge, and bada bing, bada boom, we have olive oil acquired. And so next thing we do is, using that olive oil, we have a massive feast. And then in like a little panel, we see that they are reviving the locals of Spain. So I thought that was really cool. Also, please let me know in the comments if this was the case, because I was a little bit confused, just a little bit. But it seems they implied that they did something similar on the previous island in South America. Do you guys recall that? I didn't recall them reviving anyone in South America. All I really recall is them reviving, Xenos's people, but I don't remember them like reviving any natives of where were they? Not Brazil. It wasn't Brazil, but yeah. And when they were South America, I don't recall them like bringing people back. So I found that to be interesting. But it makes a lot of sense. I already knew that they were going to be reviving people. I didn't know they would be doing it this way. My original like what I assumed was that they were going to be reviving people like they were going to use the mentalist to be like, oh, he looks like he does this, he looks like he does this, and kind of like One Piece, where we're picking like crewmates, we're picking people that are going to be vital to the resurrection of humanity. But this was less specified and more just, hey, we need a workforce, we need people. And so basically what they decided was to revive a bunch of people. I don't know exactly the number, but quite a few people, and they're going to have two tasks. One is to basically bring back the land to what it was. So they're going to be, farming again, running their farms again, and all that stuff. And then on top of that, they're going to be producing or looking for fluorite, which I thought was a smart idea, because if they didn't do that, we would have kind of a situation like we had in South America that kind of rubbed me the wrong way, where it was like we only have a handful of people and we were able to find all these raw minerals and materials needed to build with just this like small amount of people. But if you're going to like basically outsource the work to the locals and stuff like that, the more the merrier. The more people you have to do something, the faster those things can be done, and the more materials we can find. So I really do like that idea. On top of that, I really do like what's going on with Ryu. So I don't know about you, but most people do kind of have like an adversity to rich people. I remember when Ryu was first revived, one of the biggest concerns was bringing money back into the world. As many people know, money is considered the root of all evil. And so, when we think about billionaires and like the selfishness and greed behind, stuff like that, we kind of, don't take it so well. And so I initially came into that character not really expecting to like him, thinking he was going to be a really bad character, but he's done nothing but be an upstanding, wholesome character, and I actually really like that about him. And even at the very end, where basically he keeps making jokes that like all of this is for his profit, the Nanami Corps and all that stuff, and that like by helping them, even though they're not going to govern. I like that, by the way, how like that was mentioned, and that the people brought it up themselves, that you're just helping us and you don't want anything. You're not trying to take over. You're not trying to take power. Like, I do really respect that. It makes sense that they can't. Like, he like the mentalist says it perfectly. Like, we got to go from country to country. We don't have time to like stay here and blah blah blah. And it would defeat the point that like the purpose of their mission isn't for world conquest or domination. It's to revive humanity. They have a big goal. They have a it's more like, it would be utter selfishness to just try to like, have a small slot of this stone world. They have a bigger calling, and I really like that was addressed. And I really like that, as they go through, people are going to be more willing to help them. People are going to be willing to bend over backwards for them, because they're doing such a selfless, daunting task on their own. Not only to go around the world and, depetrify everyone, but to go to the moon and try and confront the source of the depetrification. Also, the fact that they're going to the moon, period, in a stone age, in and of itself. Personally, if I was one of these people, I would be nothing but appreciative. I would do whatever they want me to do so that we can get back to how things were as soon as possible. And honestly, I'll be real, establish myself a little cushy position as one of the first 100 or first whatever 1,000 of humanity, and start trying to build myself up a little legacy. I mean, that's just facts. But like I said, Ryu has been a really, really cool character, and I think that like what the mangaka is doing with him is really clever, because I think what he's trying to do is to show that being wealthy or the pursuit of wealth isn't inherently bad or evil. I think that's what the mangaka is trying to get at. The pursuit of wealth and being rich and stuff doesn't make you a bad person, doesn't make you a piece of shit. It's about what you do with that money, but not just what you do with that money. It's about how you treat others that put you in a position to get that money. Basically, what I'm saying is, the thing that I love about Ryu is he makes sure that if you do something for him, you will get paid well, you will get paid what you deserve, what you owe. I think that the problem with modern society is you have these dragon-esque billionaires that just want to stockpile their gold or whatnot. And Ryu wants to be rich. He's made it very clear that he wants to like have all the money in the world, but he's also made it super clear that he is willing to pay people for the work that they do and the money that they deserve, and for them to be well off. I think that's the major difference. Is you're allowed to be rich and enjoy your money as long as people like people beneath you, poor people, also are getting paid their fair share, are getting paid what they're worth, are getting to enjoy their life. I think that's a big issue that I like that the mangaka covered. That it's not just about, money and greed and all that. It's about what you do with it, how you distribute it, and just not being a Bogart and just saying screw everyone else. So I'm really excited about that. By the way, speaking of money, I do think that it's cool that the Science Kingdom basically has made their own currency. I think it's cool that it's probably going to end up being like a global currency. I think it's cool that they use their super alloys to create it. I forgot they were originally using something before. I thought it was like Nanami bucks or something. I kind of want to go back and check, but he basically like put everyone on credit, like fake. I remember when like they first set out and he had people doing work. He like made some kind of fake currency, like almost like Bitcoin that just like literally did not really exist. I don't think there was like a physical version of it. It was kind of just like IOUs. So like now he has like something tangible and something physical to it. And so you have Kaseki at like 50, I believe. No, 500, I believe. You have Chrome at 1,000. You have Suika at 5,000, and you have Senku obviously at 10,000 the most. But I'll be real with you. Does anyone else think it's kind of fucked up? Like Chrome is like so low and like Suika is so high up. I'm like, what makes her value that high? I was like, that's kind of rude because like, if you follow like the train of thought of like usefulness, you would think it would be Senku the first as the foremost scientist. Then you have Chrome as the backup scientist. Then honestly you have Kaseki as like the craftsman who like gets everything done. And then you would think you have Suika because like honestly in comparison to everyone else, she is literally the most I don't want to say useless. She's not useless, but the least useful. And the only thing I can think of is like it's a thank you for like single-handedly bringing everyone back. So if that's the case, then I fully okay, whatever, she gets it. But I was like, damn, Chrome, they did you dirty. But I also did find it funny that the 500 coin that Kaseki is on is made out of ferrochrome. So I was like, well, if they wanted to like go for more accuracy, they could put chrome on that, but then he'd be the least valuable. So I totally get that. Also, respect to Ryu for not taking the opportunity to like make himself like the 20,000 or just like I low key I respect. I have a lot of respect for Ryu and the fact that like he does say he's greedy and does act like he cares like a lot about money, but he really does care more about taking care of people. And I think the way he thinks he can best take care of people is by kind of being rich, having the money, being a good person with money, because then he can try to distribute it as best as he can and help out society as best as he can. So that's really cool. What else do they do? Oh, so we see some cattle. We get introduced to. Of course, you can't go to Spain without having the running of the bulls. Some of the characters see a bull for the first time and it charges at them. My boy Ryu steps into action, takes off his cape that we can only assume is red, and hits him with the ole. So that was really dope. I really like that. My boy is fearless, man. He put in that work. Also, we got to see Boichi's drawing weaknesses. Bro, his cattle looked awful. I'm sorry. I love this dude. He's a cool guy, but man, his cattle. So now we're starting to see the limitations of Boichi's artwork. But it still wasn't bad. It was just kind of funny to look at. They were a little off, to say the least. But yeah, back to what I was saying in the very beginning of this review. Very excited where this is going, but it does really seem like we're sprinting. the pacing is just flying. And when you're reading this, even though it's still good, the chapter's still good, it was still enjoyable. Like I had many moments where I laughed, and many they had moments where they explained some things that I liked. But yeah, it just really seems like if I could like picture reading reading a series at like what pace, it just seems like the series is in a sprint right now. I would say the same about like My Hero Academia, for example. Both these series are just sprinting. I don't know if the editors have told them they only have a few years or 100 chapters or something to get like the story resolved, but we are chugging it. I wasn't clear on the last page of this chapter if we're still going to be in Spain or if we're leaving. I'm under the impression that we're leaving. Like it seems like they set up their infrastructure here. They have workers here that are just going to mine fluorite, and they're going to move on to the next country and do the next thing. However, that being said, they don't have the fluorite yet. But my thing is, do they necessarily need the fluorite right this minute, or is it something that they can come back and acquire? So what do you guys think? Do you think next chapter it's going to be us still in Spain getting our hands on the the gathered fluorite, or are we? Is it time to dip? Also, something I noticed was they made a point to say how quickly they were able to get to Spain. Like, we knew that the new Perseus was fast, but it's really fast. It took them a week to get to Spain, so I can only assume it's only going to take them, a week, a few weeks, like less than a few weeks to get to all the other places they need to go. So the travel time, the travel speed is going to be insane. Even though one thing that did kind of bother me is they don't have any land transportation, and so like for them to have been able to like get to like a location with olive trees so quickly, it's kind of like like, how'd you get to mainland so quick, where you found people? I'm sure there's people on the shore and the coast, but like they did that relatively quickly. What else? There was something else I was gonna say. No, I'll just leave it at that. But yeah, pretty good chapter. I wanted it drawn out a little more, but that's fine. Excited to see what comes of what else they used olive oil for besides just food, because it does have multiple applications. I also want to know what else besides the spaceship and the spacesuits that they use the fluorite for. Maybe they'll develop toothpaste, right? Something that I've noticed hasn't really been discussed is like hygiene. Like, I think earlier Senku made soap. I'm pretty sure he made soap. Yeah, he definitely made soap, but I don't think he made toothpaste. And so they haven't really discussed that. So that'd be interesting to see if they make toothpaste. I'm wondering if he can make fluoride out of the fluorite and maybe start introducing it to like their water. Who knows? So there's a lot of ways this could go. So yeah, I'll wrap it up there. Not the longest review, but like I said, it was a pretty fast chapter. We pretty much covered everything we needed to cover. Oh, I almost forgot. And the churros. I'm not gonna lie, that was one of my favorite parts. They made churros. Oh, nice. I like that. I can't even front. That's dope. It's like when Senku was back at the Science Kingdom and made everyone ramen, even though like it wasn't like great, like the greatest ramen, because he didn't have the exact materials that he needed. He had to like substitute and get as close as possible. But for people that have only been eating like a certain amount of thing, any new food, anything with new flavors, or like anything that satiates the palate, they're going to love way more than what they've had. And now that they're introduced to this like new food, and I love churros. I low-key want to like go to my Costco down the street and grab a churro now because of this. So I really like that scene too. So yeah, man. Oh, by the way, I really hated their recipe. Their recipe was like half a cup of this, a little. I was like, bro, that's like at least with like when we were learning how to make the drinks, like you could legit follow what they told you and like make the drinks. With the churros, you can't follow that. Like there was no real instruction. Yeah, so like that you said it. And then olive oil as much as needed. What? Okay, whatever. But yeah, like I said, sorry about that. I got all sidetracked. But yeah, I'll leave the review here. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you like this review, please like, share, and subscribe. Would mean the world to me. Please join my League of Otaku. That would be super dope. Trying to get to 1,000. Short term goal 500. Long term goal 1,000. So help your boy out. Anyway, this has been Otaku Talk. I'm your host OD, and I'm signing out. Please, feel free to leave some comments for me I'll get to. I love hearing from you guys. I really do. I try to get back to you guys. If I do see comments, I always try to get back to every single one. And if you have any questions for me, feel free to ask them, leave them there. If you have any predictions, feel free to leave them there. If you think I forgot something, or is there something you want me to talk about, if you want my thoughts or ideas on something, just shoot, leave me a comment. I will get back to you. I will talk to you about it. It's a really interesting series. If you have any theory, like I said, if you have any theories about what you think is going to happen next, or like what's going to go on next, I want to hear it. I want to discuss it. That's like 60% of the fun. Like it's like 50% is reading and enjoying what happens, and then the other 50% is trying to predict and guess and talk theories with other fans and whatnot. That's what I live for. So yeah, peace out. Take care.